Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Troy with Cyclid Bros. In today's video, we are doing a tour of the Birch Aquarium here in San Diego. Really excited to check this out. I've heard really good things. Let's go check it out. So the Birch Aquarium is tucked up on the cliffs in La Jolla, just a little north of San Diego. And when you first walk in, you're greeted by some really cool hanging shark decorations, but the real surprise comes when you head all the way through that to the back. There's this incredible view overlooking the ocean and the beach below. It's one of my favorite touches about this place. But once you step into the main exhibits, there's one tank that's a total showstopper. It's this 70,000 gallon kelp forest aquarium. This massive 2-story display is home to leopard sharks, moray eels, huge sea bass, and so many other fish. We happened to be there while the scuba divers were inside feeding the fish, which was awesome to see. All the fish were swarming around them, the moray eels coming up to them, even the sharks. The only downside though, it did make the water a little cloudy, so the view wasn't crystal clear. And the fish also, once they got done eating, were kind of lazy and hanging out in the back. So it was awesome to see, but also had that downside to it as well. As you move down the hallway, you'll come across the Open Seas Aquarium, which had a school of sardines swirling around, and it was awesome to see that. It was kind of mesmerizing. And there are a few other fish mixed in, but the star of this tank is really the rescued loggerhead sea turtle. And you'll notice its back flippers are kind of missing or mangled there, but that was from when it was rescued, and now it is lucky enough to have this big tank, and I was lucky enough to see it swimming around pretty actively that day. My favorite tank in the entire place though was definitely this coral reef tank. This reef tank was just busting with color and vibrant fish just swimming around very actively. Some very big coral and rock structures, and the coral was growing in really nicely. And the whole thing just felt alive. I probably spent over an hour just watching this one. I was coming back to it again and again and just filming it more and more. The angled designs of the panel and multiple viewing points made it even more interesting. And I also just nerded out a bit and like seeing the thick acrylic panels. That's always really impressive to see. But honestly, this tank alone makes the Birch Aquarium worth a visit, in my opinion. From there, you'll find plenty of other unique displays like this mangrove tank with epaulette sharks, archerfish, and other species. But one of the most fascinating parts for me was the sea dragon exhibit. These creatures look like something from another planet. They're drifting slowly around in a very peaceful tank with some really cool color and body shapes. And they're surrounded by other sea dragons and seahorse exhibits, and this is kind of the cool, unique aspect to this aquarium in general, is just how they showcased all the different sea dragons. And then as you walk outside, you can check out the penguin exhibit, which is always entertaining, you know, full of personality, before continuing to head to their large shark and ray exhibit. This tank was kind of in the outdoor area, and it had some beautiful leopard sharks, which are one of my favorite species of sharks with that awesome pattern along its body. And some massive rays were also just swimming throughout this big tank. And then you continue walking outdoors and you can see all these tide pools and activities for kids, which are all kind of set against the backdrop of that La Jolla coastline. So between the exhibits inside and the atmosphere outside with that view, the Birch Aquarium is a really cool place. And I think if you're looking for something in the San Diego area that's a really cool place for a couple hours, you could definitely spend it here at the Birch Aquarium, and I would highly recommend it. There were also some really cool smaller exhibits that had things like jellyfish that were really mesmerizing to watch, some pufferfish, starfish, some rock eels. There were just a lot of different types of marine life. One that I was unfortunately not able to get footage of was this tank, which had starfish, but the big giant octopus was unfortunately shy and kind of huddled up in that top left corner. So I couldn't really get footage of him in today's video, but I'm sure on days when he's swimming around and more active, it would be an awesome thing to see and make it one of the cooler displays at this aquarium. So yeah, I was really impressed by the Birch Aquarium and all the unique displays of marine life throughout the facility. I would definitely recommend checking it out if you have an hour or two in the San Diego area and you want to see some of those really cool exhibits. The only downside is it didn't have freshwater exhibits, and you know, being the Cichlid Bros, we always love seeing those, but on this channel we always just enjoy showing really cool aquariums and any type of fish really. So I hope you enjoyed seeing these marine species and these saltwater tank setups, and we'll see you on the next one for my next stop in the San Diego area.